stacking wins, I'm never done. On the field, I'm number one. Pressure heavy, weigh a ton. Yeah.
Welcome to the Man Utd stream. Hope you're doing well. It is Saturday night. Yes, hope you're having a good weekend. We're still halfway through it. We've still got Sunday to go. We've been watching some Premier League football. We've seen Arsenal are in action right now, actually. So it's 0-0 as I'm speaking. But Liverpool have won today, unfortunately. Yes, they're back to winning ways, 2-0. It was a decent performance by them, but it wasn't convincing, I must admit. Brighton had lots of chances. Chelsea back to winning ways. Cole Palmer back in the Chelsea squad, and he starts with scoring for Chelsea. But anyway, forget all about that. Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. Make sure you hit the like button as you're coming in and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the Man Utd stream channel. We're going to be discussing the big news. Now, I've been ignoring this news somewhat because I don't want to get overexcited about this signing, but I have to report this. And it is the deal for Semenyo. Man Utd are concrete. They want this deal done. They want to go and sign Semenyo. So let's not get fooled into thinking that Liverpool are just going to walk in, waltz in, and they're going to get their player and walk away. Absolutely not. We're being told from sources at United that they will be looking to match an offer, or at least try and go in there and get Bournemouth to agree a deal for Semenyo. There's two parts here. Number one, they have to agree something with the club. Once they've done that, then it's the next hurdle, which is agree something with their player. We had rumours that Ruben Amorim had already met with Semenyo, had lunch with him or something, had dinner with him, not quite sure where and how, but there were rumours in the summer that that meeting had taken place and there was discussions had. We're not sure whether they were positive or not. Of course, he didn't sign for Man Utd. So what do you read in between that? Do you read that United could have signed him in the summer and they didn't? Or is it that they just didn't make a move for him? They didn't make a move and he is now waiting to see which clubs come in for him. And if that is the case, if he's already got a relationship with Ruben Amorim and he's happy with Ruben Amorim and what Ruben Amorim has told him, and hopefully he hasn't told him that you will be playing left wing back, because let's be honest, if he has told him that, no wonder he's not going to come. You know, if he was told, like, I'm going to play you left wing back, of course he's going to be like, well, I don't want to be playing. I want to be scoring goals. I want to be up there as a name in the Premier League. I do not want to be playing defensive roles. Whether it's Man Utd or Liverpool or Man City, I do not want to be playing. But look, let's come back to actually the crux of what's going on right now. Right now, there was reports out a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, a couple of weeks ago, about how there was a release clause for Semenyo in the region of £65 million. And that really did put everyone on high alert. All the Premier League clubs have been on high alert since they found that out. It was leaked, and it's genuine information that there's a release clause within his contract, but it has to be triggered within the first couple of weeks in the January transfer window. Massive, massive information. And that has put everyone on high alert. All the Premier League clubs, including Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and of course Man Utd, are all, and Newcastle, we've heard Newcastle as well, are all looking at him with rose-tinted glasses. They're all looking at him thinking, this guy could be our man. He could be our next big player. He is scoring goals for fun for Bournemouth. Bournemouth haven't actually been doing well. So if you pluck him out of that team, put him in a team which is actually kicking, he could seriously do damage in the Premier League. He's already very good. Now, Ruben Amorim is a huge admirer of Semenyo. I'm going to play a clip in a minute about a clip where Ruben Amorim has just recently, he's obviously looking forward to the Monday Night Football against Bournemouth, and he's talked about Semenyo. I'll play that in a minute. It's really interesting to watch, and then we go through other news. Jim, welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for jumping on so we can discuss this, see what is going on. Look, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm a bit nervous. I'm a bit nervous because there's so many other clubs after him. I don't want to get overexcited thinking, right, we're going to sign him, and then suddenly we end up not even making an offer because we've heard that other clubs are going to make gigantic offers. But we are hearing that United, if the chance comes to sign him, they will be putting in a bid, a huge bid. I mean, let's be honest, I don't think many clubs are going to go well over 65. I think they'll probably go in that region of 65 mil, get that clause done and dusted with, and then it's essentially up to the player. Essentially, then it's up down to Semenyo and what he decides. Who does he go with is the question. Who does he end up wanting to go with? Now, this is what I was talking about, the report that Ruben Amorim had dined with him. So it says Ruben Amorim reportedly dined with Antoine Semenyo at the end of last season and is known to be a huge fan of the 25-year-old Ghanaian. He's not hiding his appreciation this time. Now, this is another story, again broken today, about Man City, who are currently leading the race to sign Bournemouth winger Semenyo ahead of Liverpool. Yes, originally everyone was talking about Liverpool because his representatives, Semenyo's representatives, were invited down to Liverpool and they got given the whole tour and everything else, and many tongues got wagging about how Semenyo is probably going to join Liverpool, and Liverpool haven't been able to replace the Diaz. And yeah, they let Diaz go. And many people are actually saying that that's why Liverpool are currently struggling. It's because they haven't got that left wing player. And if Semenyo joins Liverpool, it will make Liverpool a lot more balanced. I hope they don't sign him, not just because Liverpool have literally signed everybody that's been moving. Anything that moves, Liverpool have signed Isaac Wirtz and Ekitike, and it's just ridiculous. And the talk of them signing Mark Gouet as well. So allow it, Liverpool. Allow it. You're not going to get any better. You can't even play the players that you've got right now. You can't even put them in position. What is the point of signing all these players to just end up leasing? You're crap. You're just crap. And Slot, you're brilliant. I love Slot. Absolutely. Top manager. Keep him there. Anish, welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. I'm happy with Slot being there. But anyway, Man City are apparently in the lead. Now, Man City are a funny club because they don't overpay for players, so that's a good thing. So Man City being in there is not a problem for me. The only problem I do see is that, look, these clubs that we're all talking about, that we're all going up against, are Champions League clubs. Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool. We haven't got Champions League to offer. And that's where I get a bit nervous and I think, really, will he come to United without Champions League football? That conversation with Ruben Amorim has to have some meaning. It has to be a very positive conversation for him to decide, right, okay, do you know what? I like what I hear from Ruben Amorim. And he says, right, I want to join. Unfortunately, the only problem I have right now is Ruben Amorim himself is 1 foot in, 1 foot out when it comes to United. He's not fully committed, and his project, some would argue, is not going the right way. So he might think, do I really want to join Ruben Amorim right now? He's not fully, getting the backing from the board. He's not fully getting the backing from the players. He's not getting the best out of the players right now. Do I want to join a team that's still, on thin ice? Or do I join a relatively calm team like Man City or Liverpool? Although Liverpool have had a shaky few months. But ideally, as a player, you want to go to a project which is already kicking on, which is already winning. There's chances of winning trophies. He's not going to turn up to United and say, well, yeah, I'm willing to waste another 2 years or so before things rectify themselves and before you get your act together and start winning. He wants to join a club that guarantees him trophies. So that's the only reason why I kind of like look at it and think, I just don't feel like this is gonna go our way. I'm hoping it does. I really do. I really do hope United can go and sign this guy and a few others in the January transfer window. We need to make moves. Let's be honest with ourselves. Currently, our squad is shit. Our substitution, our bench is awful. We've got no options off the bench. We need attacking players. Yes, we've signed a few, but we need a lot more. This is not good enough. This squad will not help us qualify for the Champions League. And even if we do qualify for the Champions League, we will need more players. And let's be honest, in the summer, we can't go out and sign so many players. We need to start building the team now. We need to have that long-term project. And Semenyo, I think, is a really, really good buy. If we can buy him now, it would make a huge difference to us going forward. Absolutely massive, massive difference. So Semenyo, for me, ideally, yes, I'd love for him to come to United. That 65 mil release clause is next to nothing. It's just about convincing him to join United. Again, these are all reports, rumours. We're not quite sure which club's going to actually go in for him, but I suspect everyone's going to put in a bid. I suspect. I mean, it makes no sense not to. I mean, if you're a Premier League club and he's a player like this of his calibre is coming up, of course you're going to do that. And by the way, he's not even going to the AFCON. Ghana didn't qualify. I was actually speaking to a Ghanaian journalist just the other day. Friday, yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, yesterday. I was speaking to him yesterday and we just got talking about Ghana and Semenyo and Kudus and all their players and going to the World Cup, playing against England. They're in England's group. And he started telling me that, look, you know, they're not in the AFCON because they didn't concentrate on, they didn't want to, they were focusing on qualifying for the World Cup, and that's why they're not there. And when I asked him about Semenyo, I said, whoa, Semenyo, is he your best player? And he's like, no, he's not. Actually, Kudus is our best player. He's the one that everyone looks at in the national team and says he carries the team. Semenyo is, in fact, someone they don't actually look at and say, right, he's our best player, which I found really shocking. I was like, surely not. I mean, Semenyo, surely. And he's like, no, seriously. Straight face. He was like, no, Kudus is our best player. Anyway, let's get to the chat. Let's quickly see what everyone else thinks about this Semenyo deal. And then we will, rejoin on the other news coming out of today. We've got Jim saying, refuse to get excited. 1 minute, we are not spending a lot in January, and next minute, we are spending 65 mil. Exactly. That's why I'm like, to be honest with you, this news came out a couple of days ago. This news about Semenyo came out on Wednesday afternoon, around about that mark of time. I started hearing about United in there looking to make a bid for Semenyo, and I was like, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this gaslighting, this just fake, news about United. And I bet you someone from Ineos who's leaking this information. Like, oh, Ineos are going to make moves, and Ineos are going to do this, and Ineos are going to do that, and we're going to work hard in January. But we know what Ineos are really working on, right? We know what they're working on. If I was a betting man, I'm going to tell you, they're going to sign Gallagher. They're going to go on. That is such an Ineos signing as well. They're going to go and sign Gallagher. Not only is he going to be cheap to buy, he's going to have, less salary compared to everybody else. And they're going to bring him in and they're going to offload him to Ruben Amorim, despite Ruben Amorim maybe not even wanting him, right? They're going to put him in there and say, well, look, he's half decent and he'll do a job. There you go. Cheapskates. That's what they are. They're cheapskates. Ineos want to get away with spending absolutely nothing. They're budget men. They like having these cheap players come in, and that's it. That's how they're going to operate. They're not even hiding it, guys. They're not even hiding it. I don't want to get excited about Semenyo because I know exactly like Jim is saying, these guys are just talking shit. They're gonna. No doubt they're going to play up. No doubt they're going to say, we have spoke to, we spoke to so-and-so and we're going to get this done and we're going to get that done. But I don't believe that to be the case. I do not think at all that they will make an offer. But I know that they deep down, they probably know that they're not going to go any further. And that personally, that's how I think they're going to do it. But I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I'm not being ultra negative, by the way. I'm not trying to kind of downplay this because I'm bringing you this news, but I also want to keep my feet on the ground. I don't want to kind of start giving you hope when I myself, deep down, I'm thinking, I don't know if this is going to actually happen. Are we just being misled here? Are we just being told, lies just to get us excited? And then even if we do fail to sign him in January, then at least we say, well, at least Ineos tried, right? At least Ineos tried. You can't hold that against him. And then all the Ineos fanboys and Jim Ratcliffe fanboys will come out and say, well, we tried to sign him, but, he didn't want to come to United. He didn't want to make that move. That's what they'll do. That's how they'll say it. Anish says Scholes wants Amorim out. Semenyo has to be looking at that and thinking, what the F? Look, the Scholes comment, I think, touching on it, when I went through this yesterday about Scholes, and I was thinking, he's not had a very positive feedback on that. I mean, there are some who've said, yes, that's brilliant, blah, blah. Most fans are saying, well, Scholes doesn't know what he's talking about. I was like, I thought his choice of words was wrong. I think what he was trying to say was saying, look, he's not getting it. He's not playing the Man United way. I just think he went a bit far on some of the things he said. But then everyone's passionate. Everyone's upset right now. But Scholes got a track record for me. He's got a track record. Even when we're doing positive, he's still kind of fairly negative. Even when actually, I don't think there's many fans who are upset after we win a game. No matter what it is, after you win a game, you're always buzzing. Apart from Paul Scholes, I mean, he's the only guy in the stadium that you can go to, and he'll have a face on about us winning. So. You've got to take Paul Scholes with a huge pinch of salt. However, I've got a feeling he wants to come here. I'm supremely confident that the next African players are in touch with each other and want to come to us based on Mbeumo, Ahmad and Mazraoui being here. Do you know what? You might have a point there, Nish. You might have a point because you've got to remember that these players all look up to Man United. There's a big, huge fan base out in Africa with Man United. I mean, we've got loads of fans out there, and you get messages left, right, and centre from them. And yeah, I think, yeah, personally, if that is the case, yeah, that would be great news. Great news. Because, yeah, you got to remember, and Brian Mbeumo, when I actually heard the news on Mbeumo, I thought the same thing. I was like, no way is he going to choose Man United. What, Newcastle are after him? There was talk about Liverpool looking at him as well. Liverpool really wanted to sign him as well. I think it was a lot more serious than a lot of people make it out to be. I've heard from Liverpool fans that Liverpool were definitely in for Mbeumo until he made it very clear that he wants United and only United. So it could happen. It could happen. You can't rule it out. Everyone is saying Baleba has been poor. He's actually intentionally down tools because we've already promised to sign him. We get him cheaper and he doesn't get injured. Look, I think if Blaber's done that deliberately, I think we've got issues with him. I don't like players who down tools, man. I really don't. I really think, I can't. For me, Baleba is definitely coming. I've heard a deal has been done already. He's coming in the summer for sure. I've heard that Baleba's deal, as in his personal terms, are agreed. Everything's done and dusted. It's just about Brighton agreeing the fee. And that's where United now are are in a poor position, and they're going to leverage this agreement with Baleba and try and get a better valuation and a final deal with Brighton. That's how United are moving. That's how United are looking at things and thinking, we want to strong arm Brighton into agreeing a deal. And everything is looking like it's going in the favour of Man United, if you really want to be honest. If you're looking at it right now, they're loving it. United are loving it because Baleba is not playing well. And but he's just simply, he's getting everything. He's getting everything right and wrong at the same time. He's getting everything right for Man United because his valuation keeps on dropping every game week. He's going down and down and down. However, for himself, I think some fans will be thinking, well, do we even want to sign Baleba? But I think he's been given word by United that they're going to come and sign him in the summer. That's it. It's end of. So I believe that what we're hearing from some sources is that Baleba is the reason why he's not concentrating on what he's doing is because his head's at United. He's already agreed terms with Man United. He already knows he's going to join Man United. It's just a matter of time. And he just can't concentrate on what he's actually doing. That's all it is. It's not that he's intentionally down tools. He's just simply, his heart's not in it right now. His heart's not in it. And we've heard that Baleba is a very emotional type of player. When he's happy, he plays the best football anyone sees in Brighton. However, when he's not happy, but you've seen that with other players as well. Even top players get like that. We've seen top players at other clubs, when they're unhappy, they start playing crap. They don't perform on the pitch. And when they're happy, when they're happy off the pitch, they're happy on the pitch. And that's the difference. That is the key difference, I think, with Baleba. I don't think he intentionally has down tools. I just feel like he's just simply he's just not allowed himself to get stuck into Brighton again. He's not back. He's just not allowing himself to be a Brighton player anymore. He's just in love with United and like Nish, you said, a lot of these African players, of course, they speak to each other, they know each other, and they must have discussed it. I mean, Mbeumo is his international teammate, so he must have texted him and told him, yeah, Man United is wicked. I love it. It's a big club. And we do hear these players, they have got egos. And when you come to United and you see the size of Man United and how big it is and what it has to offer, you always get overawed by it. I mean, Ruben Amorim, everyone who you speak to, all the players, and the first thing they say is, we're shocked at how big the club is. How much fan base, everything about it is 100 times any other club that they've played for. So, yeah, that makes them realise that this is a big club. We are in a big club. And he says, we've probably already told him he's getting 150 a week. He wants to play with Mbeumo. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Unfortunately, that is a big part of it. Think about it. I think anyone would be. If you're in a job and you're not getting paid as much as you feel you should be getting paid, would you be happy at the job? You wouldn't be. I mean, I've had it in the past. I'm sure many people have had it in the past where you feel like you're undervalued in your job, whether it's your manager, whether it's the pay, or whether it's everything in a combination, where you feel like you're not being valued in the position that you're in. And you don't feel happy. Despite whatever happens, your mind, your heart's not in the job, and you just want out. You just want out. And I think that's where Baleba is right now. His heart's not in it, and he's the type of player who wears his heart on his sleeve. He can't hide the way he's feeling, and I think that's what you're getting on the pitch from him. And I think if he's happy, he plays better football. If he's not happy, he doesn't play better football. So yeah, I agree with you there. I agree with you, Nish. I think that is it. That is it. Baleba is playing like a 20k a week player. He's getting 20k a week. Yeah. Why should he play like £100 million player when he gets peanuts? Look, some would argue that he's not being professional. To be honest with you, would have liked to see him play better football, despite what he's getting paid. Because That's his problem. He renegotiated that contract. He signed it. His agent signed it. And he should have actually realised, right, okay, look, I should keep my options open. And yes, Brighton stood in the way of him joining Man United in the summer. It's clear. Brighton stood in the way. United actually thought that they were going to get the deal done. The moment they agreed personal terms with Baleba, they thought the deal's done. We're going to go in there to Brighton. We're going to tell them that we've agreed personal terms with Baleba, so you need to sell him. But Brighton put a massive spanner in the works and said, well, no, we're not selling him. We're not selling him. We're going to keep him. That our long-term project is we're going to keep him till next summer when other clubs will join in on a race and we're going to get another Casado type sale where he's going to have a start bidding war and we're going to have 100 million plus. But this is what happens when you get too greedy. Brighton have got too greedy and it's come to bite him in the backside. It really has. They've got greedy and now Baleba's price has plummeted. Without a shadow of a doubt, his price has been going down and down and down. And every weekend when we see Brighton play, we've seen them today, they've got beat by Liverpool, a shitty Liverpool team who are struggling. And Brighton actually were a good. They actually played pretty well. They could have scored. Actually, they could have been in the lead. It definitely shouldn't have been a 2-0 win to Liverpool. I think Brighton had some very good chances. They missed some big chances, and they could have been. They could have been going in final full time at 2-2 maybe. So yeah, I think you're right there. Jim says we all have different opinions. That's what makes the world go round. Look, it is. It's not what one. Everyone looks at it completely differently. I know this for fact. He's going to be a Terminator at AFCON. Then it will be blatantly obvious. Yeah, I think that is a good measure. Actually, that will tell us a lot. If he goes off and plays really well for Cameroon, then we know. Okay, this guy is just not happy at Brighton. I'm gonna be watching that. I might even do some watch-alongs. I was thinking during the Ofcom, especially Cameroon, because we get to see Mbeumo. I might do the same with Morocco as well, where we get Mazraoui and there's a few other players that we all recognise. But it's going to be interesting no matter what. But coming back to this Semenyo deal, look, I hope United are in for him. I really do. I hope that United are in for him because he's a top player. He's a top player. Let me actually put on the clip for you where Ruben Amorim, it's a short 10-second clip, but it's interesting to see what Ruben Amorim actually thinks of him. Let me just...
That can play both sides.
Right.
They have a special player. They have very good players, but they have a special player in Semenyo that can play both sides, both feet. They have many good players, but they have a standout player or a special player who is Semenyo. He can play on both sides with both feet. Look, Ruben Amorim is a huge admirer of Semenyo. He's not hiding it. He's not hidden it even in the summer. We all heard how Ruben Amorim has been looking at him and wants him. He wants him. And hearing this makes me even more confident that United will go in for him. Whatever happens after that, I'm not quite sure. But that line there, where he just singles out one player from the Bournemouth side and says he's their best player. And then not only does he just say he's their best player, he tells you why he's so good. Can play both sides with both feet. So he's a versatile player. He can play wherever on the pitch. And Ruben Amorim really likes that. Really does like that. And I feel like Ruben Amorim is probably looking at him thinking this guy could be another forward striker type player for us. You can score a lot of goals for us. I can play him high up and not play him left wing back. And even though we all joke about it and say, look, he might be told that he's going to play left wing back, but I do feel like, look, hearing that, I just think, I don't know, I just get this feeling Ruben Amorim's either he knows that we might go in for him already, or already the discussion's been had, the decision's already been made that come January, we're going to make an offer. And come January, I'm talking, less than, half a month or just over half a month we've got. So January's going to come around a lot quicker than we think. That is why I think he knows something we don't. Yeah, you don't single out and praise a player like that unless you know something, unless you're going to go after him, unless you're going to say, look, yeah, I kind of know what we're going to do. I'm hoping that anyway. Am I reading between the lines? And I'm hoping that happens. I'm sure you guys are as well. We're all fingers crossed, hoping that United actually go and sign someone in the January transfer window. Because, like Jim said, we're being told half the time United have run out of money. I mean, their financials came out yesterday or the day before, and we were told that the debt's increased and that's happened, and United haven't been doing too well. I mean, it's always, give and take with United, isn't it? They give you with one hand and take with the other. So 1 minute you're saying record revenues for Man United, then boom, we get the news that United are actually profits have gone down, or the debt's gone up, and short-term debt's gone up and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking, oh, you're not going to win, are you? And the debt with the Glazers still is exactly where it was, so that's not gone anywhere. United have taken out short-term loans to fund their purchases in the summer. So that doesn't fill me with confidence. I'm thinking, okay, so where are we going to get 65 mil for Semenyo? And then on top of that, go and buy Baleba. On top of that, we might go and sign somebody else as well. Where are we going to get this money from? So, yeah, and then we've got the stadium to look at as well. How are we going to build that? Look, all these question marks are still up there. And that's why I look at Ineos and I think, shit, Ineos, you need to pull something out of the bag. You really do. Because if you don't, I'm telling you right now, the fans are going to be on your backs, including me. Because you promised us something. You said that you're going to change things around and you're going to be different from the Glazers. But you're not. You're actually worse in some respects. This is why I'm supremely confident that we're getting Baleba. Amorim isn't even talking about midfielders. He's going on about Semenyo. Yeah, look, I think you're right. I think Baleba, I think if it doesn't happen in January, it's definitely going to be on the cards in the summer. Some people say Indicator aren't a good source, but they have the inside line on Baleba and other African players. No, look, I go off what comes actually, what goes on to be confirmed and what doesn't. So Indicator, there are some stuff, I think that it's lost in translation as well, some of it. Some of the stuff that they come out with seems a bit like pigs flying and stuff. Like, it's a bit like, oh, really? Like, but some of the stuff that they do say actually is accurate. So they've got some information way ahead of Fabrizio Romano and the others, and they break the news, but no one takes him seriously. And then a few hours later, you get a source like Ornstein or Romano or someone else who comes out and confirms the news, and it is true. They got the news right with Big Ange getting sacked. No one got that news. These guys did. Same thing with Salah yesterday. They brought the news, I believe, an hour before Fabrizio Romano and the rest of the media giants broke the news about Salah, mending his relationships with Slot. So look, yeah, you can only take them on face value. Of course, they're not going to get everything right all the time. That's the name of the game. You report some things, you report others, and you think, is this right? Is that? My job is to kind of bring everything to you and allow you to decipher whether one is right or the other's right, because no one really knows. Neither does Fabrizio Romano or David Ornstein. Nobody knows. I mean, let's go back to the summer when United signed Sesko, and then boom, they made the move for Baleba, or they were gonna. The news came out that they were going to sign Baleba, and obviously Brighton rejected the offer or didn't actually. Come to the table even. They said, we're not selling him, so there's no point negotiating whatever you want to negotiate. No one knew that. Nobody had that on the radar about Baleba. But then news broke and everyone was talking about Baleba being the man that United are going to sign, and then that fell through. But yeah, anyway, moving on to some other bits of news that we need to discuss before we close off today's show. It's Saturday night, and I normally don't like doing preview shows until the night before. I feel like you jinx things if you kind of do it 3-4 days in advance. I don't know how people do it, because how can you do a preview show not knowing information that's quite important to the match, like whether Mbeumo and Ahmad and Mazraoui are going to feature or not, like if there's any players that are injured, will they be back or will they not, like Sesko, will he be back, ready, fit or not? I mean, on the eve of the game, you get some more information, and hopefully it's positive information. Now, from the Stepford Paddock, the boys were saying about how they were expecting the players to jet off on Monday, but Ruben Amorim essentially had said, well, look, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. We're still in negotiations. And I thought the same thing. I thought, well, if no decision has been made and no one's confirmed yay or nay, then you can assume that they're going to play, aren't they? I mean, of course they're going to play. Of course they're going to play, unless something crazy happens, right? Unless something crazy happens, we're surely going to get them playing. Because if the federations haven't got back to Man United, and we're being told that Brian Mbeumo, we saw footage of him training actually, Brian Mbeumo and Ahmad and Mazraoui are still in Manchester, well, the next logical thing is that they're going to play for United then on Monday night. Surely, if no answer comes, they're just going to play for United and then they're going to jet off Tuesday morning. It makes no difference to them because they're not playing for another week or so. I think the 21st of December is when they start, so that's where they've got plenty of time to go and join with their teams. And I think there's news about Mbeumo being the captain as well for Cameroon. I'm not quite sure if it's true or not, but that's a big thing. So yeah, let's see what happens with that. It's going to be interesting. See what takes place tomorrow. I think we'll get some more information. I'm confident that they will feature in the game. I'll be surprised if they don't. Nish says, Travis, wear the lucky shirt for Monday. Bournemouth are going to cause chaos. We need that look, I reckon. Look, Bournemouth are not going to be an easy team to play against, despite what we've been saying. Despite us saying that Bournemouth are struggling, they've not played well. Bournemouth are a tricky team. And I feel like they play better against the better teams than they do against, say, the lesser teams. I think in the lesser teams, that's who they struggle against. But when it comes to Liverpool's and the Chelsea's or, the big teams, they play really well against. I don't know why. So I get this feeling that United are gonna struggle. That's why I'm really hoping that Mbeumo, Ahmad and Mazraoui all stick around and all can feature in Monday night's game, because it's going to be crucial. And I feel like if we can win that game, it really gives us the drive to go on into these next few games, which are slightly, I'm thinking, I mean, again, you can't ever call it an easy run-in, but I just feel like it could be a slightly more easier run-in for us. That's all. But I don't want to get carried away. I really don't want to get carried away with thinking, if we win this, the next games are going to be easy. I'm right now, as a United fan, I think we all agree we have to take a game at a time. We have to take a game at a time. They're definitely playing on Monday, he says, Nish. I would have gone by now if not. And Jim says, how do we get 2 Mondays on a trot taking the mickey? Absolutely, Jim. I mean, do you know what? I was thinking the same thing. I was like, why are we playing all the Monday night games? Like, for F's sake, man, we should be playing the weekend. I'm sick of watching United play on Monday night for a number of reasons. But one of the main reasons is Monday night. There's so much to do. And, I enjoy the fact that, look, I've watched the rest of the Premier League teams. But when you watch the rest of the Premier League teams and they've won, so your closest rivals have won, I feel like it puts a lot more pressure on us come Monday night. I think Monday night we're like, oh shit, we need to win, because all the rest of them have won. But then again, whenever they've lost, we've played shit as well. So I'm not quite sure which one would be more pressure, where they've lost and we're expected to win, or where they've won and we're not expected to win or lose and we kind of go in there maybe with less pressure. I'm not sure. But either way, I feel like Monday Night Football isn't good for us. It isn't good for us. I feel like the team's half asleep sometimes. And yeah, I'm not 100% convinced. But then I've thought about this a lot of times. I've thought about this. I don't know whether you guys have out there. Let me know in the comments. What time and what day do you think is the best for United to play? In what slot do we win the most games? Is it the early Saturday morning kickoff? Is it Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock kickoff? Or is it the 5 o'clock kickoff, 5:30 kickoff on Saturday night? Or is it Sunday early morning kickoff? Or is it Sunday late afternoon kickoff? Let me know in the comments below what you prefer, what time, and why, and which one do you think suits Man United the most? I don't know what, if I'm thinking of it, I'm thinking Sunday afternoon is probably the best in all scenarios. I think for me, I enjoy it Sunday afternoon, because it's Sunday. You've got the day off from work and you can chill out, look forward to the game. You're not really doing much on Sunday afternoon, and it's kind of it rolls perfectly into the evening. You enjoy it. And then also, I feel like United win more on Sunday afternoon. I might be completely wrong here. I mean, someone can do the stats, whatever. But I just feel like I've watched United play better football and win more on Sunday afternoons than any other time that I've watched them. I definitely do not like the early morning kickoffs. The 12 o'clock kickoffs are shit. I mean, I always feel like they're rushed. I feel like you're half asleep yourself. You're not really enjoying the game. And it's just a weird time, isn't it? Because you're not, it's right smack down middle of the day. You're not, you've not been able to do anything early in the morning, and you kind of can't do anything after the game either, really. I enjoy the Sunday afternoon, early evening kickoffs. I like them. Let me see what you guys think in the chat. So, let me see. Nish says Sunday, I reckon, is the best for us. Jim, yeah, I think so. And Jim said if we can't play our Ofcom players, it's because we are playing on Monday. Yeah, it could be actually that. That is the biggest problem we've had, because if it was, if we were playing like the weekend, like most of the Premier League clubs, they've not had any problems with their players playing for them who are jetting off on Monday, because Monday is the official day for them to actually fly out. So I just feel like, for me, it's only United who are scuppered with this scenario where we could we lose them, could we not? I just think it's Man United, and I think their players themselves will speak to the federations and say, look, this is my club. They pay my salary. Okay. So yes, I want to come out and play on the 21st of December when it first kicks off. I will join up with my team a day later. 24 hours later cannot make a difference. Surely not. And I'm sure the federations will think the same. They'll be like, right, okay, do you know what? Yeah, I think so. Jim says 5 on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday night is a nice time as well. I don't mind that as well. I don't mind, especially if we win, of course. Say Mondays, we have 68% to win. AI says we've got a 68% to win percentage on Monday. Well, let's hope that happens. I'm just hoping that we can get the win. It's going to be a huge ask, but I just feel like, yeah, we can do it. We can do it. I'm going to finish on that note. 68% win by AI. So AI tells us, I don't need the lucky shirt then, Nish. I don't need my lucky shirt. We can all turn up fairly relaxed. Yes, of course, United are going to make it hard. Yes, of course, United are going to make it stressful. Never a time do I watch United in recent years and think, oh, I'm absolutely relaxed because I'm confident that this team's going to turn up and do a job. They make it nerve-wracking. Even against Wolves, arguably the worst Premier League team that we've seen in recent times, not just in this year, not this season, but in recent years. This Wolves team, we went in 1-1 at half-time. So, yeah, talk about making it stressful for United fans. But Nish says, I don't trust AI, and so please get the shirt on. That, like I said, the shirt only comes out, Niche, in desperate times where we have got no other hope. And I put it on and I think, right, okay, this is it. Other than that, I think I don't know. Look, I think we've got enough on the pitch, and especially if the boys who are jetting off to the AFCON, if they are playing as well, we should have enough. We know who their danger man is. We need to take him out. Semenyo, we need to take him out. If we take him out, we've done most of our job. That's it. So our right wing back, Ahmad's going to have his work cut out. So I think I wouldn't be even surprised if he does not start Ahmad. I would not be surprised if he chooses to play someone like Dallo out in the right wing back position. That's my call, guys. Let's see what happens, but we'll do a proper preview show tomorrow. Go and enjoy your weekend. Go and watch Arsenal. Actually, let me just quickly give you the score lines. Let me see what is going on with the score lines today. Let me see. So Liverpool won 2-0, Chelsea won 2-0, Fulham won 3-2, and Arsenal are only 1-0 up against Wolves. Only 1-0. Hey, what's all that about? We were like flipping 3-0 up at this time, 75 minutes gone, and they're only 1-0 up against Wolves at home. They're shit, aren't they, Arsenal? I mean, they are completely... United are so much better, aren't they? I think we were 3-0. We were thrashing them by this point. Absolutely thrashing them. It looks like it's a 1-0, probably going to be a 1-0 win for Arsenal. And then we've got some big games tomorrow. Again, we've got Crystal Palace against Man City. That's a huge game. It's a must-win game, of course, for Man City to keep the pressure on Arsenal. Sunderland against Newcastle. What a derby that's going to be. That's going to be an interesting one. Two teams that are flying right now. And Sunderland, Sunderland will want to get that win over Newcastle. So that's going to be a really good match to watch. And then you've got Nottingham Forest against Tottenham. And then you've got Villa against West Ham. Nothing too exciting there. And then Brentford against Leeds. Again, I'm not going to get too excited over them. But then, of course, we've got Man United on Monday night. And let's wait and see what happens. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone for joining us today. Hope you enjoy the rest of the football this weekend. And, of course, make sure you tune in tomorrow for the preview show. We'll get the lowdown on whether the boys are staying or not and playing on Monday, and who else is ready to go, whether Sesko's back or not. And then, of course, the big Monday night watch-along. That's it, guys. Nish, Jim, as always, thanks. The mods are always on it. Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you guys. And everybody else who's tuned in, make sure you hit the like, by the way, before you go out. And if you're not already a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button to enjoy more content like this. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.